Hello everyone, my name is Anna. Welcome to Cactus Caffeine. It is fall of 2022 and every day it is getting colder. This is the perfect weather for a hot cup of coffee. So the last two videos that I made were all about my desert gardens. I gave a fall update on all the desert gardens that I have here in my backyard. If you haven't seen those videos, you will see a link up on the screen or below this video. So after I did those videos, a few of you messaged me asking if I already moved my cacti inside my greenhouse. And to answer your question, here it is. No, they are still all outside here in my backyard. So I am trying to delay the move because although we've had a few nights that we've dipped in the 40s, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, our morning temperatures are still in the 60s and sometimes even in the 70s, and we still get a lot of sunshine. So no, they're still out here in my backyard, but soon I would have to make the move. I live here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and although our winter is considered mild compared to some of you who live in places that experience heavy snow, we still get freezing temperatures. So in the past, I've experienced winters here that went down to as low as 25, 26 degrees Fahrenheit. We do get snow sometimes, although it doesn't last very long, but we do get certain days where we would experience snow. For the most part of the year, I would say 9 months of the year, the cacti are all here outside in my backyard. But during winter, about 3 months of the year, I move them to my greenhouse. That is my greenhouse right there. It is a small greenhouse, but I have a heater there, so not all my cacti will be able to fit in that greenhouse. I have to be very careful in selecting which ones, the lucky ones, that would get picked to spend a cozy winter inside my greenhouse. I have already made a video on my tasks or activities that I do during fall in preparation for winter, and also another video on how to know if your cactus is ready for winter. So those two videos, again, the links will be below this video in the description. Let me start off with this cacti at the back. So the two columnar ones in the middle that are the same, those are Polaschia chichipe. They are not cold hardy. The same as this Myrtillocactus geometricen, the one on its right, that needs protection as well. As a matter of fact, I think all my blue cacti needs protection. This is another blue cactus. I don't know what the name of this one is, but it seemed that all my blue cactus needs protection from the very cold weather. I also have a crested form of that Myrtillocactus. Oh, here. This is the crested form of that one, so I have to move that in my greenhouse. And then this Pilosocereus has gotten too tall for the greenhouse. I would just have to wrap this with a burlap maybe. This in front is another Myrtillocactus geometricen, but the ones at the back, those are Stenocereus pruinosus. Again, they are not cold hardy. These are usually the first ones that turn purple at the tip or at the edges, and they tell me when it is already getting too cold for my cacti. Now, the first year that I've had this, I did not protect it, and as you can see at the bottom, there are some brown scars. Those are cold damage, so those, although it did not kill the cactus, it will leave an ugly scar like those brown marks that you see down in here. So it has gotten very tall for my greenhouse, so I would just wrap this up with a freeze protection blanket this winter. Mellow cactus is another genus that does not like extreme temperatures, so they do not like very hot summers nor very cold winter temperatures. Normally, you would want to keep these at a minimum temperature above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. These Frailea, they are also not cold hardy, so they need to be moved inside my greenhouse. Generally, the cacti that originate from South America are not cold hardy. So for instance, this Frailea or the mellow cactus that I showed you earlier, and also gymnocalycium. They also originate from South America, so these need to be protected from freezing temperatures. While these gymnocalycium can tolerate short period of freezing temperatures when kept dry, here in Las Vegas, Nevada, during winter, we usually experience rain. So I would rather keep this inside my greenhouse. They will still experience cold, at least they will be dry inside my greenhouse. Mature astrophytum cacti can tolerate short periods of freeze, but mine are still relatively small, so I prefer to protect them and keep them inside my greenhouse as well. Rebutia cacti will tolerate temperatures in the low 20 degrees Fahrenheit if kept dry. In fact, they need this cooling period in order for them to flower profusely come spring and summer, but they are also rot prone when they get watered while they are winter dormant. And for this reason, I will also be protecting these Rebutia in my greenhouse. While inside my greenhouse, I have a heater there, but I try to keep the temperature between 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit as long as it doesn't go below freezing temperature. So they still experience the cold, but at least they are dry inside the greenhouse and they're protected from the winter rain. I have a few cacti that grow hanging, like this Cleistocactus coladimonis, or the monkey's tail, the Aporocactus flagelliformis, or the rat's tail, and this Echinocereus pentalophus. While these can tolerate cold temperatures, in my experience, these hanging cacti die back when they are kept dry for too long in my climate. Thus, I introduce a little water on them even during the winter months. So I prefer to keep these type of cactus either in my greenhouse or inside my garage, where I can control the temperatures and keep them above freezing levels. If you are new to this channel, I do not completely stop watering my cacti even during winter months. I give a little sip of water every now and then to a select few to keep their roots from desiccating and the cactus from suffering from root loss. For more information on why I water my cacti even during winter, check out this video that I made. The link will be below in the video description. I find that Mammillaria are able to tolerate our winter here in the desert, especially the bigger and more mature ones. In the past years, I was able to successfully leave them outside throughout the winter. There are a few recent purchases though, and I have a few small ones that, to be on the safe side, I will also be moving in my greenhouse. I'm afraid my list of not so cold tolerant cacti is long, so I won't be able to show each and every one of them. But generally, the younger and the smaller they are, the less tolerant they are of the cold temperatures. Seedlings are definitely going inside or in my garage, where I have grow lights set up. And of course, any epiphytic cacti, which I don't have a lot of, will need protection from the cold weather. Now let us move on to the cacti that I will be leaving outside for the winter. Echinopsis are cold hardy. This Echinopsis domino or Echinopsis subdenudata has always spent winter outside as long as I protect it from snow. So I cover them if snow is forecasted. And if they're tiny like this one, this will go inside my greenhouse. But for most of the Echinopsis, they can easily overwinter outside in my backyard. Pharaoh cactus are also cold tolerant. I only have 3 that are still in a pot, and I have a big one that is in a big pot. That is the Pharaoh cactus cylindraceous. This is native here in Nevada, so I know this will survive our winter. And I have a couple that are planted in ground in my garden. This is Pharaoh cactus latispinus, and I also have a Pharaoh cactus glaucascens. The opuntias that I have so far in my collection are all winter hardy. I planted a lot of them in my garden, and some of them actually look better during cold periods. Their pads turn purple, and they've also experienced light snow in the past few years with very minimal damage on the pads. Most of my trichocereus are too big to be moved, so they are staying outdoors. They are hardy to the low 20s. But this garden, this is fairly new. I just planted this year. So I will give this extra protection by covering it with a frost protection blanket in the days where we get snow or when there is forecast of freezing temperatures. These are choyas, or those belonging to the genus Cylindropuntia. They are native here in Nevada, so I am not worried about them spending winter here outside in my backyard. My Lophocereus marginatus, or what is more commonly known as the Mexican fence post, have always overwintered outdoors, but the tip or the growing point is sensitive to cold temperatures. As long as I protect them by covering them with, say, a styrofoam cup, they do well here outside. As for the rest of my plants that are not cacti, for example, the euphorbias, aloes, and haworthia, they will all be moved to my garage. While they are winter growers for me, they will not survive the freeze. In my garage, they will be under grow lights so they can still continue to grow, but in temperatures above freezing. The only exception are my agaves. The agaves that I have are all winter hardy. 4 of them are planted in the ground in my backyard. So those are the cacti that I will be overwintering either inside my heated greenhouse or outside in my backyard. In choosing them, take note that I live in a desert where our winter is shorter compared to those that live in the more northern parts of the globe. Our temperatures can drop to the mid 20 degrees Fahrenheit, but we still get lots of sunshine during daytime. We may experience rain or snow every now and then, but then they would only last for a few days. For the majority of the winter time, our humidity is at 40% or below. If you like this video, let me know by leaving me a thumbs up. Follow me on Facebook, it's Cactus Caffeine, and in Instagram, Cactus Caffeine USA. Until next time, everyone, bye guys, and cheers!